I went out and picked some green onions. I'm still in my nightgown. So I looked to make sure there were no neighbors out, and I got some green onions to go with these pea pods that I picked yesterday. I don't normally go out in my pajamas, but nobody was out, so. And there's a lot of tree cover and shrub cover out there. So I make an omelet with just about any vegetable leaf. I was going to get some Swiss chard, but all the stuff up here in this front bed is kind of bug bitten, so I just used the peas. I kind of overcooked the green onions. So I got a 1 egg omelet, some bacon, and coffee. This bacon shrivels up quite a bit more than the cheap stuff I usually buy. I like it extra crispy. So I planted carrots here, and only one survived. those get a little bit bigger. I need to come out and cut the honeysuckle back again. So I was out checking the garden out, and I noticed the gate was open. The gate that on the side, the far side of the house, was open. So it's usually tied with a string. And I know we had strong winds, but it's really weird that it came open even though it was tied shut. And I noticed that the jerry-rigged door to my crawl space was open too. So now I have to go again and pull it shut. I really need to find somebody to place a hasp on there so I can lock it shut. Yeah, tomorrow I might start calling around. I can't really afford it until after I get my Social Security payment, which is next week, not this week. Is it this week? Yeah, it's this week. After Wednesday. because it's annoying. And I'm afraid I'm going to get on that step stool because I have to use a step stool to get down in there without killing myself because I'm short and I can't just jump. Plus I have messed up ankles. It looks like it's gonna rain again, so I need to get out there quick and get that closed up and close up my gate again. I got a few strawberries, a few raspberries, and the little white flying bugs are back on my raspberries, which is annoying. Got a few peas. I'm gonna pull out the little pea from these that are looking really rough. So I thought I only grew snow peas. I think these are actually regular peas because they are smaller and they're not doing as good as the snow peas are. Got a few cilantro leaves and some Swiss chard. I think I'm gonna make a little stir fry to eat over the pot barley that I have left over. So tired of doing this. So it's 77 out there. To feel like I didn't check the humidity. Yeah, so I wasn't out there that long. Humidity is 68%. It's wet. I just took a shower and I don't know why I took a shower before I went outside. I have the fan on, although it's on low. Now it's on high. Hopefully I can feel it in a minute. It's just... My air conditioning is not set to click on until it gets up to 78 degrees. And apparently it's 77 in my house and has a feel like temperature of 78 outside. Yeah, I feel disgusting already. And I literally just took a shower like a half hour ago. So I'm gonna wash my vegetables up. I have like 3 mushrooms in the fridge, some carrots, onions, and I'm just gonna make a little stir fry and warm up the, what is it called? Pot barley that I made the other day. I need to eat that stuff up. I also need to either freeze or eat my cabbage rolls too. I might eat 1 or 2 tonight for dinner. And another slow day. It's 3:40 in the afternoon and I'm only now eating my lunch. So now let me get this stuff washed and chopped up. Pretty good size head of cabbage. So I went out and got a head of cabbage. I decided to pick this one because it was kind of, this onion, because it was kind of flopped over. I probably need to plant some more onion seed. I think I have a packet somewhere. I don't know where. I'm gonna wash and cut this up. I'm only gonna use a few leaves from this cabbage. I thought it would be more bug-eaten inside the actual head, but I don't see too much, just the two outer leaves that I didn't pick off. So I do need to wash it. It's a little bit dirty. I love cabbage. It's so good. So I think I'm going to start saving these, washing them in hot soapy water and storing them in my kitchen somewhere. And then when I get too many tomatoes, I think I'm going to put them in these boxes. People call them blessing boxes here. There's like 5 or 6 around town. There's one on the street next to me. I'll have to post if I put anything from the garden in there, that I put something perishable in there, because it gets hot in the summertime. And I think you're only supposed to put like canned goods and non-perishables in there. But if I post it on the Facebook pages that I'm part of, the local ones, maybe it'll be okay. Apparently people clean them out regularly anyway, so yeah, I think I'm gonna do that, because I got so many tomatoes last year and I only had a few plants. I think I had 2 sun gold tomato plants and 1 or 2 red tomatoes, the bigger ones. I had to go, because the bigger tomatoes that I started didn't survive, so I had to go and buy some, I think they were Better Boys or something hybrid, not very tasty. They weren't great. And I think that's why I overdid it with the tomato plants starts this year. I'm afraid to throw them out, because last year they didn't do too good. The only things that survived that I started were sun golds. I did give some of them away, mostly sun golds. But yeah, by the time things started in the garden, my big tomatoes had died. And even then, I had a lot of tomatoes that I froze. I ate fresh and I froze. And they lasted me, I think into November, maybe even December. So I think I'm gonna have a ton more. So I'm gonna share the wealth. Or try to. Hopefully nobody complains about putting fresh stuff in those boxes. Do you have those boxes where they're like mini food pantries, and people put books in there too, I think. Books, magazines, but I think it's mostly food. And toiletries. People do put toiletries in there. I think there's complaints about one woman who goes around and she just wipes out all of them and then resells this stuff on eBay or Amazon or something. I don't know. I don't know if that's true. That's the rumor. You know how those local Facebook pages are? You hear all kinds of stuff. So I like persimmons, and I can keep a batch. So before I started growing persimmons before I bought my trees. Every year in November or whenever they come due, I would buy a box from Amazon. A little, not a huge box. There were like 30 or so persimmons in that box. And they came from California. And it would last me for months. Keep them in the fridge. And when I wanted one, I would just either let them ripen naturally in the fridge or stick them in the freezer overnight and thaw them out the next day, and they would be completely ripened. These are Asian persimmons, not the American ones. So, and you can eat them hard too. But, I got a knife out of my pocket. But I have 2 trees now that, so there aren't very many on the one tree, and it looks like most of the persimmons on the other tree, it's loaded with them, is on one half of the tree, which is kind of weird. So I don't know how many of those are going to drop off, but I think I'm going to have too many. Last year I had too many. My daughter's boyfriend likes them, so I'll give him some. And if I have one old coworker I used to work with, she likes them, so I might meet her one day and take her some. But if there's any left over, because after a while, after you eat them for like 2 months, you get kind of tired of them. And like I said in my video yesterday, I don't really like dried fruit, and I really don't like dried persimmons at all. So yeah, I'm gonna save these, save up some, especially for the cherry tomatoes. The Sun Golds, they produce so much, and I will freeze a lot of them, but I have a very small freezer here and a tiny one, stand-up one in the back, and I just think it's going to be full with tomatoes. Way more than I can eat. And no, I'm not going to can them. I'm not canning anything. I don't want to start canning stuff. I am retired and I don't want to do all that work. So just in case somebody decides to tell me I should can, I don't want to can anything ever again. I canned once when I lived down south in the hills. I canned some pickled beets out of my garden. And I pickled them and canned them, and they were good, but just that little bit was a hassle. I don't want to do that. If I ever get a cucumber, I didn't even check the cucumber. I didn't even look at the cucumber plant out there. I have one cucumber plant, and it wasn't looking too good. I need to go check on it. It's looking much better. So I might get some cucumbers. And I like fresh cucumbers, but I also like refrigerator pickles. And I picked a few more Swiss chard leaves that I'm gonna wash up. So I have all my vegetables chopped up, I think, yeah. Except for these. I'm gonna wash them, chop them, and start stir frying these. I forgot I had some sesame oil. I'm just gonna add a tiny bit for flavor. It's the cabbage and the peas, carrots, some of the onions. I'm going to put the green part in later. Along with the rest of this. So I still have some green onions, cilantro, and Swiss chard I'm going to add when this is almost cooked, so it doesn't overcook this other stuff. I might go get some more cilantro. I love this stuff. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. So this is celery from my garden 2 years ago that I ground up on the advice of somebody that was watching my channel when I first started. So I'm just going to use it just to use it up. I'm going to add the rest of this. Add a little bit of soy sauce. So tomorrow I'm gonna make a sushi casserole that my mom used to make when I was growing up. And I was hoping I could find something close because I'm gonna have to do it by memory. Online. Nothing. There's a sushi bake that has nothing, that's nothing like anything that my mom made. So yeah, this is very simple. So I'm gonna make some short grain rice to go with it. Tomorrow I'm gonna have to buy some rice vinegar and shiitake mushrooms to make this. I think I'll still be under my budget, my $60 budget, after I buy these items to make this. And I'm not going to make a giant batch of it in case it's not as good as I remember. I don't want to have a bunch of leftovers that I can't eat. So let's see. So I just warmed up the pot barley that I made the other day. I also realized that I still have mashed potatoes in there I need to do something with. I think I'm going to make, I think I might save a little bit to eat with one of the cabbage rolls I made. I'm going to freeze the rest of the cabbage rolls, and then I think I'm going to make potato pancakes out of what's left of the mashed potatoes. Okay, here's my lunch. I hope I can eat all this. It's a pretty good size. It's on a salad plate, a kind of big salad plate, but still, it's still a lot of food for me at one time. So I eat this kind of stuff a lot in the summertime just because I have a variety of vegetables and that need to be eaten, and this is the quickest way to make something. It's so good. So I made my potato pancakes in the air fryer. It's the first time I've ever done it in the air fryer. I just used my leftover mashed potatoes from the other day, some chopped onions, a little bit of flour, salt and pepper, and an egg. And I mixed it up and then made them into patties. And then I put oil on the bottom of the pan and then brushed oil on top of all the patties and then put it in the air fryer. So I cooked them in the air fryer for 22 minutes, but I just took a bite of one and I think it needs to be air fried a little bit more. So I flipped them over and I'm going to air fry them a little more, maybe 10 minutes on the other side. So I ate one, a small one, and I'm gonna put one in the fridge and the rest are going in the freezer. I think I'm going to spend the rest of the night doing prolific surveys, as many as I can, and reading. It's still really wet outside in the yard. I might go out tomorrow and try to pull some weeds though. It's getting a little bit much out there. And I need to lay the rest of the mulch, both the straw and the wood chip mulch, the pine bark mulch that I got. I need to also try and plant chewies, flowers, and the nigella out. I have to pick up 4 of the blue Tweedia for my friend tomorrow. I'm gonna give her half the cabbage. I asked her if she wanted half of it, that way I don't have to worry about trying to eat. Might give her over half because she has a husband who can help her eat the cabbage. And it's just me here, so I might give her the bigger, might cut it a little bit bigger off for her side. So I'm gonna drop those off at her house first. Well, drop that off at her house first and then pick up the flowers that she started and try to get the last of the flowers planted in between the rain. I think we're supposed to have sporadic rain showers tomorrow, so I'll see. I talked to my daughter this afternoon and she's gonna be working a lot of hours this coming week and I'm kind of missing her dogs. So she's gonna come over for dinner later in the week and bring them, and I'm gonna keep them over the weekend, I think. So tomorrow after I go to my friend's house for a few minutes, I'm going to go to Kroger. So Walmart doesn't have any shiitake mushrooms in the store, so I'm gonna have to go to Kroger. And Kroger gave me more coupons, so I can use the milk coupon, and there's a free Dorito bag. I think I'm gonna get it. I'm addicted to salty chips, and I know I don't need them, but they're good. They're good for a quick bite when I'm working in the garden and I'm been sweating, and I know they aren't good for me, but I really crave salty, crispy snacks. So, and I still have chips up in the cabinet that I haven't eaten. I haven't eaten dinner yet because I ate that potato pancake right after I made them, and I'm not hungry now. So I don't know if I'm gonna eat dinner. If I do, it's gonna be tiny. Thank you all for watching. Take care. Bye.